Now, I'm somebody who will admit when he's wrong. I have no problem with doing that. Hey, to err is to human. We all make mistakes. But this writer's strike, I was 100% correct. This shit is still going and it's still stupid and people still don't care. One of the main things upon looking into any information about this stuff that you can see is that the writers, for whatever reason, that are picketing, heavily relied on normal people, consumers, to essentially kind of go up to the studios and be like, we demand for them to get whatever it is that they want because otherwise we're not going to look at stuff. And that did not happen. Not only that, but apparently they have people crossing the fucking picketing line. These people are so fucking stupid. And they're crossing the picket line, and then you still have an abundance of people who basically don't need the content. You have more than enough movies to look at. Hell, I got a fucking huge back catalog of movies that I haven't fucking watched. I find myself looking at movies that came out years before I was born, but they just seemed interesting that I just didn't get a chance to see yet. And I'm watching those, as well as some of the newer shows that are still coming out to this day. So it's retarded that you basically have so many people who believe that this stuff is going to go in a way that's fair for them. Now, it's now again, there's like, thinking about in terms of what the strike is and what these people are trying to accomplish and everything, it is like, okay, so I get that you have these grievances. I get that you want to be compensated and shit like that. I get that. That is a fair thing for any type of job. But the content does not reflect the rewards that you're demanding. And again, they're rewards. You're paid to do a job. And then essentially you want extra shit after you had already done the job. That's a reward. You get paid to do the job and that's it. That's how that fucking works. Bonuses come based upon the performance of the job and whatnot at the company's discretion. That, that's something in terms to think about when it comes to these people who essentially are very entitled and very, very crazy to the point that none of them have acknowledged or will even begin to acknowledge that the systematic degradation of the film industry itself has been their fault. We have seen nothing but an abundance of like shitty movies after shitty movies. Like you could probably count on your hands a number of movies that you've seen that actually were worth the damn to actually watch, let alone would buy after you've seen it in the theaters. And like I go to the theaters all the time to watch a movie, and it's like I'm hard pressed to actually walk out of there and be like, that's something I would like to buy. Hell, they just released a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie that I was like, I'm never gonna go fucking see because I'm a fan of Teenage Mutant Turtle. First thing they had on the trailer was an April O'Neil that's not April O'Neil. And I was like, I'd rather save my money than waste my time. And that is the folly of what's going on with the film industry, is that you have these people, you're giving them work when they do not deserve the work or the pay that it is that they're demanding. So why is it that you have so many people constantly reporting about the fact that they're mainly doing this because of AI, when that could be further from the truth? AI is a factor. That's true. AI is definitely a factor. But more than anything, these assholes want gross. They want a cut of the main pie. No, that's just ridiculous. That is just unbelievably ridiculous. So not only, because I didn't even know that more so some writers actually get residual checks based upon shows. And for the most part, that makes sense when it comes to something that's actually profitable. But, you had recently a writer for the show She-Hulk essentially had a little hissy fit over the fact that their residual check was like $300. And I couldn't wrap my mind around the fact that they got a fucking residual check. She-Hulk was a terrible show. It did bad. It did bad numbers. It didn't do well in accordance to what Disney Plus is projected. Disney has been losing fucking money. So why are you getting a check over a bad show? That doesn't make any sense. That's the problem that you people are facing. That's why they're picketing. That's why we have this strike going on. They want more money for the bullshit work that they've been doing. And then even so, there's like, they know that the bullshit work that they've been doing is something that can be shelled out from a goddamn computer. So rather than a computer get paid nothing to do their job, they want insurance that they are able to keep their jobs in perpetuity. I just used that word wrong, I believe. To keep their jobs while they still produce this same subpar content. These are the same people who wrote like different comics, TV shows, movies, and whatnot, where they will sit there and tell everyone systematically that they hate you for being this, that, and the third, right? It's like we've seen the movies where you had a bunch of women talk about how men are terrible when the majority of people who go see movies are men. We've seen the movies that basically tell you these white characters were bad until they became black characters. We keep seeing this shit and no one wanted to see it. we kept seeing it being promoted. We kept seeing it being plastered everywhere. We kept seeing the actors talk about how great and wonderful this representation is. And then no one went to go see this shit. And now everyone is hemorrhaging money. And so instead of them acknowledging the fact that they essentially have been fucking up royally, instead what they want is insurance that their jobs are safe, regardless of what type of content they produce, when that should never, ever be a thing. Now, one of the funniest things that's been happening about this strike is that essentially the studios have, caught wise to exactly what the fuck is going on. Now, why is it that essentially they allow shit to get this bad before they did anything to change what the fuck they got going on? I don't know. Again, it's like if you're it's like, how is it when it gets like this, then you're like, you know what, these writers are kind of full of shit. It's like, but you keep hiring them. Jesus Christ. How the fuck are you this stupid? Oh my goodness. And it's like, so like I said, one of the funniest things that they did is that a lot of them were just like, we can just wait this out and let these motherfuckers starve before we give in to any of their ridiculous demands. And let me reiterate, asking for the gross of any product, meaning that you would get a cut of the main piece of pie. Now, I understand if it's something that actually does well, and then that also reigns true in terms of them trying to keep you happy so that you can work on something else that basically can produce real good numbers. I understand you getting a kickback from that. That makes so much sense. But in terms of just, since you wrote it and you exist, you deserve something. No, absolutely not. You fucking crazy? It's like, doesn't matter how well the product actually did or what the product did and like how you deserve whatever the fuck it is that you want in terms of like a residual or a kickback or a bonus or whatever. You just straight up believe that, well, I am, therefore I deserve. And that's insane. That is completely and utterly insane. So it's mind-boggling to me that, again, like the studios let this shit get so bad now, then they're like, we just wait this shit out, let them starve before they actually, kowtow to what it is that we want. Because like I said, again, asking for the gross of these movies, these TV shows and things like that, things that essentially are rare. It's a rare commodity when you find something that actually produces crazy good numbers or something that actually is worthwhile to actually go see or that you would want to get in, sit in the theaters and actually look at. I mean, look at Top Gun Maverick, where that made over $1 billion, while as Tom Cruise did another movie and that didn't make over $1 billion so far. And like, to me, both movies were excellent. I love Top Gun Maverick though. Like, that movie is fantastic. But the Mission Impossible movies, I rewatched all of them before I even saw the newest one, and I was like, yeah, they're all really good movies. But and I mean it, like all of them are really good movies. But it's just mind-boggling that you believe that, oh, because I wrote for this, and it's like, oh, I wrote for She-Hulk and my residual check was only a mere $300. Why are you getting a residual check? Like She-Hulk was a crock of shit. Why are you getting a check? That and it's like these people are so inept in how they're handling shit. And it's like again, they're telling everybody what they want, which are these ridiculous demands that essentially is like, yeah, no studio should even like pay attention to this stuff. Like they keep swinging the whole AI thing, but it's like realistically, they still want a majority of the income that comes from like these movies and shit like that, and they don't deserve it because the quality of work does not represent the insurance that they so desire. But you but you have it to where all of that is happening, but then also these people are sitting there constantly aiming their grievances towards regular folk, towards normal people, towards people who work 9 to 5s, come home and just want to just sit and watch a movie or a TV show and just have some escapism for some good content, where it be quality writing, good effects, and wonderful and fantastic acting and whatnot. Things that essentially should be a given, considering how far we've come in terms of seeing actually good content being displayed. So, again, it makes no sense that these people are, essentially needing like the linchpin in everything that they do be, don't you feel bad for me? I had, what was it? It's the, it's this actor, he's gay, and he went out and reported that he had to sell his house because of what's going on with this writer's strike. And again, just to show you exactly how inept these people are, and it's like he's going through a divorce right now. So it's like, you bastard. And it's like, wait a minute, you're going through a divorce and you're upset over the fact that you had to sell your house because you're not getting your jobs because no one's acting right now because the actors decide to go on strike along with the writers, when realistically they didn't have to, but you did anyway. So now no one's acting, but realistically, why didn't you like save your money or not spend it on some crazy shit? Because this is someone who essentially has like these what is it, like, like they've been, like, he's been going around in these extravagant freaking dresses and shit like that, been peacocking himself all over Hollywood doing the thing because he's gay. And so it was like, you gotta do that for the lifestyle. But then it's like, well, now that hard times are ahead and it seems like you should have been saving for a rainy day and you didn't, why is this everyone else's fault? Why do we have to sit here and go, oh, well, they should let the writers get what they want because otherwise this guy can't live comfortably. It's like, no, don't give a fuck. Sell your house, live in an apartment. I do not care. No one should care because that's not a big deal. That's not a problem. Address what the actual problem is. I think like they even said, like, like F you to Bob Iger and whatnot. And it was like, I'd be hard pressed to see you denounce Disney if they decide to jump at your door and give you a big ass check. Would you tell them, oh no, because I'm standing strong with my writer brothers and sisters and the Actors Guild and the Writers Guild? But it's like, all right, we're gonna pay you some million to do this. And they're like, yep, here I come. Yes, Square. It's like, Jesus Christ, like this is, it's so redonkulous to listen to these people that have been living in Hollywood saying all this stuff. And it's like, hell, I saw a news report the other day where someone was saying that, this is costing the state of California millions of dollars a day for the strike happening. And I just sat there and went, who cares? California's already a shithole right now and they're eating itself. So how is this my problem? How is this my fault? How is this something that I need to care about? The world is still turning. I still get to see new content. They still keep releasing new content. And even then, if I don't get that, I can look at older content that I haven't gotten around to. There are still so many shows that I've been told have been really good shows that I actually like written down and was like, one day when I get a chance, I'm gonna go ahead and look at this. And I can't. And it's like, I can't because there's constantly being fed a steady stream of new content, new shows, and new things to watch. Hell, You take a trip to fucking any store, Walmart, Target, any like an electronic boutique store or whatever. Do they still have electronic boutiques? FYE, Fried, like any any place that sells like movies and stuff like that, and you'll be bound to see something that'll probably be like worth like $5, and you be like, damn, that's a movie I always wanted to see, or it's a movie I haven't seen in years, but I always liked it, and now what do I do? And it's like, oh, spend your $5 so you can see the movie. Cool. It's not anything new. I didn't need to wait. I didn't need to spend money on a streaming service. Spend $5, got me a movie. I'm going home and watch it, and good times all around. But you just have these delusional people who are out there marching, chanting, and screaming at the top of their lungs that they want to get treated fairly, or that the studios need to kowtow to whatever it is that they want. And what they want is ridiculous. What it is that they're asking for is dumb. The amount of work that they've put in that deserves any of this backlash is null and void. So it's like, yeah, more than anything, these people need to shut the fuck up. They need to get back to work, and for the love of God, hopefully, this strike will sift out the dumbasses and the people who have been making bullshit from those who actually have talent that can actually release good quality content. And maybe, just maybe, I'll get a good Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie. I doubt it, because for some reason Seth Rogen is the ultimate teenager. Fucking idiots. That boy. Just boy. Oh boy. Oh man. But again, this is hilarious. I mean, even now, you'll still like go online and like you can look when what is it, like every month Netflix will have like a thing that showcases all the new shows that's about to come out for that month, and movies and shows and stuff like that. And it's like they're still doing that. Disney Plus still have things down the pipeline that's coming out. There's still movies coming out by before the end of this year. There's still so much shit, but everyone should definitely try and stop them from striking right now, so we can get the Deadpool 3 movie, which is I'm pretty sure it's gonna be bad. Mm. Disney fucks up everything. But hey, it's whatever. It's just hilarious to see this stuff. Do not condone this stuff. Do not sit there and advocate to anyone who's trying to play towards Disney, well, not Disney, towards these people mindset of being like, we should feel bad about these actors and writers. They need a fair wage and blah, blah, blah. And AI is taking over their jobs. And it's like, this wouldn't be a problem if they did good work. If they did good work, then the studios wouldn't have a need to essentially be like, fuck these guys and the horse they rode in on. Because they're making bullshit. They've been making bullshit, and it's been leading us nowhere, and we allowed them to do this, and now that it's bit us in the ass too many fucking times, we're starting to do something about it. And they need to do something about it. So, if anything, like I said, it's not something that matters, but I'm glad that it's happening. And to everyone else who's saying let them fight, hey, that should be, like, we should go out and chant that. I'm just imagining that. That'd be hilarious. Just a bunch of people outside of like the little picket lines or whatever, just screaming, let them fight, let them fight. And then like you see studio bigwigs come out from like the major studios where they're protesting him, and then all the picketers taking their signs and stuff, and they just clash in like a giant Roman battle, and you just have a bunch of people going, see, now if they wrote content like this, they probably wouldn't have a problem. Oh man, that's stupid. Okay, that's it. This has been another episode of Fun with Flame. I've been your host, Danieltheflame, and as always, good people. I hope you have fun.